theoretical physics is really an important ingredient of physical sciences and all that stuff. So, and I think that's why actually I entered the organizing the school, because I really hate this stuff. I mean, organizing. So, but when I saw the possibility to do that, I agreed. I mean, so, and I think we are going to have quite great success, because I mean, Alexander could correct me, but I think by numbers, at least, this school is really already big success. I mean, so meaning that we have quite a lot of students registered, very strong field of speakers, and so I can say that, okay, thanks for coming, and good luck to all of us.
Agora eu vou passar a palavra para o diretor do IF, professor Olavo.
Well, I will be speaking in English because my English is very simple to understand. English is like the books on the table, so you won't have any problem to understand. I'm very proud to be here in this school. We are making this school for 14 years now. It's the 14th years, and it already became a tradition among us. So it's very important that we keep this school happening every year. This year is a very nice but not very easy topic about mathematical physics, but I think that it will be profitable by all the students that are coming to watch the courses. One thing that I think is very important to stress is that this year we are finally having a structure of courses, small courses that will give the school the format that we think it should have. In the past years, the school was made from talks, general talks, and this year we focused in the theme, and with this focus we were able to make the format of a number of mini courses that all of you will be attending. So I think we are in the right direction respecting this activity, this initiation, and I'm very proud to be here participating in this opening table. So I would like to welcome all you, mainly our foreign guests, and hope that we all have a very nice time and profitable time together. Thank you very much.
Para manter o equilíbrio, eu vou falar em português. Eu gostaria de dar, em nome do programa de pós-graduação em Física da Universidade de Brasília, dar boas-vindas, a todos aqui presentes, que na 14ª edição da Escola de Física Roberto Salmeron, a quem eu conheci há poucos anos atrás, na verdade, por volta de 20 anos atrás, ele esteve com a gente uma temporada, ficou aqui há algum tempo com a gente, tive a honra de conhecê-lo pessoalmente. É um prazer reunir mais uma vez, para esse evento, o 14º, então já temos já fazemos esse evento com certa regularidade, com regularidade, na verdade, com temas variados, Hoje o tema, como o professor Olavo falou, um tema hard, para mim particularmente, que sou física experimental, bem difícil. mas eu acho que temos interessados, né? O Alexandre me informou que nós temos por volta de 60 inscritos, então eu achei que é um bom número, acho que vocês estão de parabéns pela organização do evento e ter captado esse número de pessoas para um tema tão difícil. Eu gostaria também de agradecer os colegas, os professores que vieram ministrar os minicursos, agradecer essas pessoas que largaram seus trabalhos, viajaram até Brasília, né? Nós estamos longe de tudo, apesar de estamos no centro, mas longe de todos os grandes centros. Então, agradecer os professores que vieram, que vão contribuir imensamente para esse evento. Agradecer também ao comitê organizador, né, pelo trabalho realizado, pela divulgação, pela organização. E, por fim, agradecer a presença dos estudantes, né? Afinal de contas, esse evento é para eles. Então, agradeço a presença dos estudantes de graduação, de pós-graduação, e desejo que todos aproveitem bastante do evento, aprendam, entendam, né? Procurem entender, façam network, né? Porque eu acho que é uma oportunidade de fazer um network, conhecer pessoas de fora, inclusive, de outros países. Então, eu gostaria de dar boas-vindas e desejar que todos aproveitem bastante o evento. Muito obrigado e tenham um bom evento.
Hi. Yeah, I guess from me, there's not much more to say. Just that I'm very happy to be part of the organizing committee. Again, as it's been said, it's the 14th time this school is happening, but it's the very first time that it's on mathematical physics, which is very cool. It's very cool that we have so many people, so many students coming to talk as well and to present their work. We have, I'm very happy to have some guests coming from abroad. I think this is, I hope this is going to be very fruitful for everyone. I hope our students, all the students, but also our own students will be able to learn a lot and, just have good experiences and perhaps, work on the field. We have postgraduate program here being represented as well. So I hope we all can enjoy this week and, learn as much as possible. I hope that it will be good for everyone, for speakers as well. I hope you enjoy being in Brazil and so thanks all for coming and let's do this.
Okay, so now I'll speak for last. Since we have more 15 minutes for the coffee break, I have to speak for 15 minutes. So I'm going to take this opportunity to show some history of the school. So first, some important information for the speakers. So at CIF, for some reason, nobody knows, the microphone is adjusted so to hold it as it were a glass of red wine. So if you hold it like a long neck or some whiskey, it's not going to work. So it has to be like a glass of good red wine. And also, for the laser pointer, we are using gyroscopes instead of lasers. So it's quite, let's see. So it's quite amazing. Yeah. So now briefly about the history of the school. So usually the schools are called School of Physics of some university and so on, but here the name of the school is EFRAS for some reason, and the reason is actually this one. It's called the Física Roberto Salmeron. So who was this important scientist? So it was Roberto Aureliano Salmeron. He passed away actually quite a few years ago, just 5 years ago. So just a brief history. So he was one of the founders of the University of Brasilia, in particular the Institute of Physics. So he stayed at the university only from 64 to 65. And the reason is because, as we heard in some lectures by Professor Pedrosa, Viviana, this was quite interesting at that period of time in Brasilia, because they were actually fired by the dictatorship of Brazil in this year. So he was one of the organizers of the institute, and he also worked in many places, CPPF, CERN, and he spent the last years of his career in Paris, in École Polytechnique. So he has a very nice history. So if you want, you can check this YouTube video about his career. And also, I found this video very interesting because we see here some names who were fired in '65. Jaime Tiomno and Roberto Salmeron, they asked to be dismissed from the university. And a brief history about the school. So it started in 2012. And each year, it used to have some theme of the event. So it has quantum mechanics. It had basically all the themes of modern physics apart from concretely mathematical physics. So that's why we chose to do a school about mathematical physics this year. And there are also some little talks. So perhaps next year we'll have a school about statistical physics, but this is just rumors. And also, EFRAS is entangled with STF for some reason. I'm not quite sure, but it's very interesting. So my conjecture is this is the entangled state of EFRAS and STF. So who doesn't know, STF is our Supreme Court. So what is the connection? Because you see past events. So the fifth school was in 2016. It was in the same week as the impeachment of our former president, Dilma. And now this school is also on the same week. We have this huge STF thing going on. So I think my conjecture is quite, perhaps there are some corrections, but I think this is the entangled state of EFRAS and STF. Of course, it's very important to thank the organizers and the sponsors of the school. So the organizers is Professor Penzul on the table. We have Arsene Melikian, he is here in our audience. He is a little shy, he didn't want to go on the table, although he deserves to be here as well. Of course, Professor Carolina. And about these schools, so we had 11 accepted posters, 4 accepted oral presentations. We had 41 students accepted without presentation, just to listen for the lectures. And this year, we also managed to give some support for the students. So we have 5 lodging supports at the Trans Department of Brasilia, of UNB, at Colina. We also gave 7 financial supports from students from abroad. And the applicants came from many places in Brazil. So of course, from UNB, we have people from Londrina, Salvador, USP São Paulo, Goiânia, Juiz de Fora. There were applicants from Ceará, from Curitiba. So it shows how the event is growing, and it actually attracted a lot of attention because of this topic, I suppose. And now for the support. So so why can we do the school about this theme, mathematical physics? Because in many schools, perhaps some students were at other schools, so usually the schools, they join all the areas and every professor speaks about a different area. So in my opinion, the idea of the school at CIF would be more about the topic. And this is why, because on the last 2 years, we had a great pleasure to have support from SBF, Sociedade Brasileira de Física, and with them, we can do colloquia of CIF. So now, during the year, we have colloquia on many topics of physics, and that's why our students come to colloquia, so they learn about different areas during the colloquia, and we have the opportunity to make schools about some concrete topics. So this school in particular had support of SBF, also Institute of Physics, Finatec, and by emenda de bancada of da deputada federal Érica Cocai. And these schools also prove some new conjectures. So there's a well-known conjecture. So there is no such thing as a free lunch. And we have our own CIF ansatz. So there is such thing as a free lunch. So why is that? Because here the students have the opportunity to learn something new, and we also have the coffee breaks. But first, the requirements to get the certificate. So we have the attendance rate is at least 65%, and we also have some maximum allowed time for siesta during lectures. So it goes from this. So this is not random numbers. This is critical exponents of easing 3D model. So that's why I took these coefficients. So we are going to keep track who is sleeping. So you can sleep only in these frequencies of statistical mechanics. And there is also the presence list. So I put it outside the auditorium. So each period in the mornings and afternoons, just scan this QR code and then put your name. So that proves that you indeed were here, either watching or sleeping, but the both of them work. Also, what is important for students? Because here at CIF, we usually transmit all the colloquia and events online. But the idea of coming personally to schools and workshops and so on, it's beyond seeing, be seen. Because nowadays, with internet, the importance of attending these events presentially is because you never know when you have the great idea. So at the school, as I said, we have free lunch. So you basically stay here, you learn some new areas, and the importance is this second phrase. I also invented this one. So yesterday's textbook in one field is tomorrow's PRL in another. So sometimes the problem you are working is actually well known in some other field with other name. So you can get some insights from other fields and solve your problem. And even more importantly, sometimes the problems from other fields are the problem you solved yesterday in your field. So it's important to know what other people do and also show others that sometimes your knowledge is important for other fields. And there is also, if you go to Churrascaria, you have these two signs. So if you want to get some meat, you say, yes, please. So no, I'm full, I can eat anymore. And here we have similar. So we have these crachas. So at the coffee breaks, if you see a speaker with this one, so you can ask questions. So it's this crachá is kind of similar to this. And if I'm without, so please don't talk to me. It will be something like that. So this is the opportunity for the students to speak to professors, and even more importantly, because nowadays for PhD, masters, and all these defenses, we can do the committee in Portuguese Banca with any scientist in the world. So for students, it's important to meet professors because perhaps in the future he'll be part of your banca of PhD, masters, and so on. And also the final important information. So we are planning to publish a book of proceedings of the school showing what papers hide. So the idea of this book is going to be beyond textbooks and beyond papers. So we asked the speakers of this school to write some text explaining all the details of these difficult calculations. So the idea that this book will be free to download at the website. I don't know what's happening, I didn't press. Okay, so forget this part, it's not important. So we hope to publish this book next year with all the details about the calculations made during these courses. So basically this was the idea. I could manage 10 minutes. So now I'm going to dance for the last 5 minutes. Just kidding. But so that's it. So thank you all for coming. It's a great pleasure to have professors from US, from England, from Switzerland, from other places. And we hope that the school will be a great success. And also important part. No, it's okay. So just let me grab this stuff. Also, the last important things. So we have these small papers for the participants. So the idea, all these lectures are going to be saved on YouTube. So the idea is to watch, try to learn, and if you don't understand something at the moment, just write in this book. So later I'll take a look at the slide number 15 of this lecture and so on. So the idea is to keep this small annotations book for the entire life. So here you could write all your ideas for the future. So I hope that sometimes something you write here in 10 or 15 years will become a PRL, nature or science with important contribution to the science. So that's it. Thank you very much for coming. And don't forget to hold the microphone as a glass of red wine. Sometimes I forgot. I was keeping like a glass of whiskey. So, okay, thank you very much. And let's go to a coffee break, and then we begin with our lectures. Thank you.